Hello, my name is Jody, and tonight I will be telling you a story about a three-toed sloth and the people or other animals who were his very best friends. Please make yourself comfortable, and for a little bit of time, perhaps you can relax and listen to the sound of my voice. Watch the screen if you would like to, or close your eyes and just let your imagination picture what is happening in this story I am about to tell just for you. So just listen quietly, take a nice deep breath, breathe deeply and evenly. And at first it is gloomy and dark, but soon up ahead you see pale, glowing gray shafts of light piercing the trees to light your way. You walk along through these light shards, and as they grow more golden, the trees, the plants, and the flowers take on more and more color, your bare feet very much like the feel of the soft, warm leaves carpeting your path, and you watch yourself putting one foot in front of the other over and over till you are stopped by a pair of fuzzy slippers resting in your path, right in your way. These things are not blocking you and serve good purpose, because as the path continues on, it becomes white gravel and your feet are grateful for some protection. You put on these slippers that are any color and just as fuzzy as you would like them to be, and carry on to listen and feel the soft crunching beneath your feet. Brighter and brighter your path becomes until you realize you are coming to another clearing. In this clearing you see a vast yard planted with beautiful and well thought out gardens. Threaded through and interlaced with the gravel path you are standing on right now, to know it is winding around with no real destination or plan other than to take one to places where the most beautiful things are. To the left, not too far away, is an old stone cottage sporting a deep, shady porch wrapped around the front of it and shaggy with deep green ivy. Across the yard there is a small pond. In the middle of this pond there is a little island, and in the middle of this island there is an old, gnarled willow tree melting into the water. To the right is where the garden ends farthest away and is bordered with dense forest. You follow the winding gravel path through the garden, enjoying the flowers that are your favorites and others more exotic and beautiful than any you have seen before. Choosing a path that takes you closer to this lovely home, you see in the shade of the porch there is something sitting in a white rocking chair, gently rocking back and forth. You go to this person, and as you step up a few wide, old stone steps, you see she is an older woman with gray hair, tinged purple on the ends. She is well wrapped in a shawl and blanket, and she is hugging something gray and furry to her chest. Beside her is another rocking chair, ornately carved of dark wood, and it has a red velvet cushioned seat for you to sit upon, so you do. She is smiling at you just a little bit as you rock back and forth with her. You ask her what the furry thing is that is bigger than a house cat, smaller than a medium-sized dog, and facing away from you with its round fuzzy head over her shoulder. This, she says, holding up a furry arm from around her neck to show 3 very long and not too sharply pointed fingernails, is a 3-toed sloth, and he is my best friend. And if you would like, she continued, I will tell you the story of how we met and why he is here, right now, being my very best friend. You say yes to show your approval of the idea of listening to a story and settle into your comfortable chair, ready to spend some time relaxing and listening to an interesting story about the adventures of a sloth and a kindly old woman who would tell it to you. First, she begins, I would like you to relax very deeply so you can enjoy your story and maybe even fall asleep. If you would like to fall asleep, and if not, that's okay too. It will be more than good enough and perfectly fine for now for you to just relax and enjoy allowing your mind to drift and wander for a time. And at this point in the story, we begin with something happening, and that something is, he did not notice the little girl was standing over him until she called to her parents to come quickly and see the strange animal she had found among the food on the blanket. Sloth was so overjoyed in food heaven, he did not have it in him to be afraid, so he just smiled up at her blissfully with apple juice running down his chin. He's adorable, the little girl shouted, and she picked him up and gave him a great big hug. The mother was saying something about being careful as she came running over, but she didn't need to, because Sloth was enjoying his second wondrous gift of the day, and this was a warm hug from a child. He wrapped his arms and legs around her and squeezed just a little bit, and there was something about this hug that told him he was in the right place with the right person and doing exactly what it was he was meant to do. He loved the feel of being hugged by this affectionate child and the soft, soapy smell of her pigtailed hair. She swung him back and forth just a little bit, and that was fun too. Sloth snuggled in, resting his head on the little girl's shoulder, quite happy to take a nap like this. Then she said, "Can we keep him?" "No, honey," answered the father. "He's a wild animal who belongs in the forest, and he wouldn't be happy living with us." "Yes, I would," thought Sloth, but was too slow to say it before the mother said the little girl would have to put the animal down because it was getting dark outside and it was time to go home. "Can I play with him for just a little while?" the little girl said in her cutest voice. "He seems friendly enough," said the dad. Okay," said the mom, "but only for a few minutes while we pack up, then you will have to let him go." "Yippee!" shouted the girl, and she spun around several times. "What fun!" thought the sloth, as he held onto her neck. She put him down on the grass and danced around him, and then ran away a few feet, beckoning him to chase her. He did so very much want to play, so he gave chase, but the girl did not notice that was what he was doing, because he did so slowly, and she thought he was staying still. She tried several times to encourage him to run and play before she picked him up and said, "You can't move very fast, can you?" "Here," she said, "I can move fast enough for both of us," and she took off running across the clearing, carrying the sloth with her. Oh, wonderful joy, thought the sloth, and when he turned to face forward, with his arms outstretched, he felt as if he was flying, just like the birds he had watched fly away so quickly, so many times. Flying across and over the grass, as free as a bird, was the most fun and exciting thing that had ever happened to the sloth, and he wished this wonderful feeling could last forever. But Mother was calling the girl's name, so the girl stopped running and began slowly walking back to where her parents were standing by their car. She walked slowly and hugged the sloth the whole way, and the sloth loved this too. What a wonderful feeling it was to be hugged by this warm and kind person while still traveling very quickly. She put him down beside a pile of food the parents left for him as a parting gift, and she patted him on the head, gazing into his golden-colored eyes. He saw some tears welling up in the little girl's eyes as she said goodbye. He felt a little bit sad himself, but he was also very happy to have known her, and glad to be left with all the delicious food he and his family could carry long before the birds would be able to eat even half of it. He watched the red tail lights go around the corner and disappear, and all was almost dark in the meadow. Almost, but not quite. There was a full moon this evening, and all sloths can see in the dark, so our sloth took an hour or two to eat another apple, and then gathered up what he could of the tasty snacks to bring to his parents. It was almost dawn when he found them by the path, curled up together and still enjoying a nap. He woke them up and told of his story, and both of his parents were happy to hear that he had had such a good time and had found the largest collection of picnicker snacks ever. They were all tired, so they decided it would be best to go home and have a snack before bedtime. Within a few days, their nest in the tall tree they call home was packed to overflowing with food, and our sloth had a hard time finding somewhere to sleep. He noticed he had grown bigger than either one of his parents, and the small little niche built just for him felt cramped and uncomfortable. There was no need to gather food for some time to come, so his mom and dad were spending their time taking naps between meals, and our sloth was becoming more and more bored with nothing to do. He took a trip to the meadow several times, but no one was there, so he would go home to try to be comfortable in his too small bed while dreaming of the day he met the lovely little girl who smelled like soap and showed him how to fly. He didn't notice he was growling to himself one day when he kicked a chip bag out of his way a little bit too far, and it hit his mother, waking her up when his father told him to stop growling and be grateful for all that they have. His mother sounded a little bit more kindly when she said, "Oh dear, you have outgrown the nest, and we have another one on the way." Sloth looked at his mother's round belly, and he thought it was because she was having so many snacks and naps. But now he realized his mom was about to have a new baby. His mother smiled, holding her round stomach as if it were a baby already, and a little bit more kindly asked him what would make him happy. He said he would like to be hugged and carried by the little girl again, and be her best friend always and forever. "Then you must do that," said the mother sloth. "You must go to the wishing tree in the field by the lake. It's a large old tree, and the only tree there. Sit under that tree in the middle of the night and ask it 3 times for what you would like, and then wait for an answer." He hugged both of his parents for a very long time and promised he would come back to visit and see the new baby when his adventure was over. Then he set off right away, knowing it may take a day and a night and a day again to reach the tree in the field beside the lake, depending, of course, on how many naps he took. He stopped on the way to nibble some leaves and was surprised how good leaves tasted after eating too many treats. Slowly he crept along the ground, and he stopped to take naps often, until after a day, a night, and a day, and into a night again, he arrived at the tree in the field. And we'll have to leave off the story there till next time. So I'm going to wish you a good night and pleasant dreams. And if you are not asleep already, while you are waiting to fall asleep, perhaps you would like to listen to something relaxing for a few more minutes to help you fall asleep. And you may like to be the way you would be if you were showing someone how you are when you are already deeply asleep and having a really good dream about something you would like to dream about. And the more deeply you relax, the better it can feel when it is time to relax. Relax, be still and quiet if you would like to be still and quiet, and maybe, just maybe, even fall asleep right now or a little later on if you would like to sleep a little later on and play in the land of dreams. You can have your imagination be more the way you would like it to be, so you can imagine the things you would like to imagine the best by relaxing your body even more deeply. And I wonder how relaxed your body could really be, because I don't know how relaxed your body could really be, but you could find out. You could find out how deeply relaxed your body could really be by starting to pay attention to your feet and feeling your feet to feel if your feet are indeed really and truly relaxed. And you could imagine any tension you might be holding on to in your feet being like a mist, a misty mist made out of the same thing clouds are made of, only you could choose to have this be any color you would like it to be, and if you don't want to choose what color your misty mist in your feet and your toes will be, you can have the cloudy mist be just white, or all of the colors you would find in a rainbow, because I don't know if you have seen a rainbow before, but you do, and I can imagine it might just be possible you know what a rainbow looks like, and this is a very good thing, because later on these clouds of misty mist you are about to let go are going to go somewhere else, and the somewhere else they are going to go is going to be somewhere you might like to go as well. And when you go there to visit the clouds and the rainbow, you will know exactly what they look like, because you are very good at this kind of thing. So here you have, or imagine you have, a misty mist made of clouds around your feet and your toes, and you could, and I know that you could, imagine yourself letting that mist go, and with your mind's eye see it floating away somewhere wonderful, and as you do let it all go away from your feet, your feet feel so much softer, warmer, loose, limp, and so much more relaxed and heavy. And as you let it go and your feet become so very relaxed and heavy, know you become aware this misty mist is also in and around your calves and lower legs below your knees. And again you realize and let it go to float away to somewhere just fine, leaving this part of your body warmer, more relaxed, and just a little bit heavier. You have knees, and the mist floating and swirling around your knees, and if you relax these joints very deeply, you can feel, or imagine you feel, the mist floating away high up and away to someplace else. Now your thighs and upper legs, just below your hips, relaxing and letting the mist float away, so these parts too can be more relaxed and sleepy. And now both of your legs all at once and all at the same time can be heavy and relaxed. So heavy and pleasantly relaxed, you don't even want to try to move them. Oh, I know you could move them if you really wanted to, but it might be more pleasant and more fun for now to just let them lie still while you move on to other things. Relax your body very deeply so you can rest easy and rest well. And while I've been talking and you have been imagining the torso part of your body, the part that is your tummy, chest, back, and behind, with your sides attached to this as well, has been filling up and swirling around with the mist